Joining me now is Sharyn Alexander, president of Sun Summit. Good to see you.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me.
We did this about a year ago or so.
Yes, we did.
And you're advancing the story at Sun Summit, so it's great to see. You've got the Buck project. You've done a lot of work on it for more than 3 years now. You've got an initial mineral resource estimate coming shortly. That's going to be a big milestone for the company. So give us a snapshot of where you stand right now.
We're very excited about the mineral resource estimate. I think because we've been exploring at Buck, Maine for about 4 years now, we have 98 drill holes for 35,000 meters. We're really curious to know how much is there. What is the value in the ground? How many ounces? What a potential mining scenario could look like. And so it is a milestone for the company. We're looking to advance the project. The deposit or the system itself is open in all directions. And so once we do the initial resource, there's chance for upsizing that through additional drilling. So it's pretty exciting with the Buck project to see some significant changes and some advancement, as you mentioned.
And something that you say is that it's an actual opportunity to diversify and expand is an option agreement that you struck for the J&D project. This is in the Toodoggone Gold Copper District in BC, and you just told me exactly how to pronounce that. I thought it was Toodoggone, but there is a story there.
Yes.
Anyway, so can you elaborate on what you picked up here?
The JD project, we weren't necessarily looking in the Toodoggone, and you are correct, it was too doggone far, and that's where the name came from. It's not so much anymore with the exploration and development that's been happening there, especially with the infrastructure, so it is a lot more accessible than it used to be. But it's an exciting opportunity. We weren't looking in the Toodoggone, but it's a project that our technical advisor, Dr. Chris Lee, worked on back in the 2010s. He's been following it, and when it came up for option, he presented it to us, and we felt that it was really an opportunity that couldn't be passed up. We a proposition to the property vendors, competition with about 6 other groups for this property, but in the end, our strong exploration plan for the first few years to really advance some of these targets won out. And we're very happy and excited to be in a new region. It's a very prospective region of development, as I mentioned, as well as exploration. It's a high-grade gold target with grassroots copper porphyry potential. A lot of existing work a lot of exploration work has been done previously on it, and so really we can hit the ground running. It's a lot of exploration potential with less exploration risk. And so it is currently going through exchange approval. After that, we'll be doing a share consolidation as part of the option agreement. And yeah, we'll be planning for a pretty exciting summer.
Speaking of that planning at Buck and JD, you're refining high priority targets. So can you get us up to speed on what you're doing?
So once we get the resource estimate at Buck, Maine, I mentioned it's still open in all directions. And so we'll be looking to go back there, do some drilling, some step out, some infill, some easy ways to add extra ounces based on a gap analysis and modeling done at Buck. As well, we picked up the CR project from Teck last June, and that is a copper porphyry with some precious metals potential as well. So we'd love to return to the CR area that's just west of Buck, Maine. So we have quite a lot of exploration that we'd like to do at the Buck project. But then in terms of JD, that's something that I mentioned, high-grade gold, silver potential, a lot of open targets, a lot of really great surface sample results that in areas that have had no drilling. So there's a lot of exploration potential there, as well as the copper porphyry potential. So we're thinking drilling, geophysics, prospecting, mapping, and sampling. Yeah.
So Sharyn, I don't need to tell you that 2023 was a struggle, let's say, to put it charitably, a challenge for a lot of the junior explorers. How is 24 going to be different? Does it feel different already? And how does Sun Summit, as you sum up the Sun Summit investment case, how does it fit into that backdrop?
2023 was a difficult year for a lot of companies. We were not immune to that. We saw our share price go down. We saw a lot of selling. You never know reasons why people do sell. It's been a tough year for everybody. But I think with putting the resource estimate on Buck, renewed interest in Buck, and really looking to develop that target and keep that and finding out the asset value there, as well as bringing on JD, which provides some really exciting new potential in an emerging and prospective region, some easy high-grade hits on areas that have been previously explored. I think this is setting us up for a very exciting year I think shareholders and new investors can look forward to a lot of news flow. We're going to have that diversified project portfolio. Buck can be drilled on the off season. JD, at least for the first season, would be summer drilling. And so we're going to have steady news flow. We're going to have a lot of exciting catalysts that will help bring the share price up and returns in shareholder value. So I'm really happy and excited to see what is in store for the company.
All right, I can sense that from you, and it's great to see the story evolving as well. Thanks a lot, Sharyn.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, Sharyn Alexander, President of Sun Summit Minerals.